Hello everyone, I'm Shefali Sharma, a final year law student. Today I'm here to discuss in brief about economical development, its relationship with the environment and the need for sustainable development. Firstly, what is environment? Everything which surrounds us constitutes our environment. Environment is nothing but a system which provides the natural surrounding for the very existence of the organism and the requirement for their future evolution. Economic growth and economic development, on the other hand, refers to the increase in production of goods and services and the better standard of living of the people of that country. Now, coming on to the relationship of natural environment with the environmental growth or the environmental development. The natural environment plays a vital and crucial role in the development of the economy. It could be directly in form of providing raw materials for the process of production or anything. It could be indirectly in form of services provided by the ecosystem. Now, the environmental measures which we take or which the country takes in order to ensure the environmental development, such as good infrastructure, industrialization, the liberalization, privatization, globalization approach, which is generally called as LPG model. All this in turn emphasizes the over exploitation of natural resources of our environment. It in turn results in compelling the human societies to compromise their ability to meet the essential needs. And here comes the role and importance of sustainable development. Many intellects and scholars have evaluated the concept of sustainability by the late 1980s. They have defined sustainability as sustaining the life within the limited capacity of biosphere. In 1987, the World Commission on Environment and Development has defined sustainable development as development that meets the needs of present generation without compromising the ability of the future generation to meet their own needs. Now, this ability to meet needs of present and future generation at current is not just confined or it's not just concentrated to the environmental problems, but on ability to balance all three factors, that is social, economical and environmental. It is also to be noted that as economical development is impossible without a good and sound environmental condition, the life and existence of our human beings is also impossible without a good environmental condition. Therefore, this should be the paramount concern that our environment is sound and in good condition in order to ensure the overall development of the nation. The World Environment Forum has suggested that GDP, that is the gross domestic product of the country, is not only the measure to develop economy, but the well-being of the human beings and the other living beings, the well-being of the nature, its forests, its seas and the mountains is the well-being of us all. Now, referring environment with the provisions of the Indian Constitution. The subject matter of environment is not included in any list in the distribution of legislative power of the Constitution. It means that the environment as a subject matter is not exclusively mentioned in union list, state list or concurrent list. It therefore automatically falls under the ambit of central government. The central government has assigned Niti Aayog the role of implementing the sustainable development goals. When we see the scope of Article 21 of Constitution, which is called the heart of fundamental rights, it does not only confines to the mere existence of a human being, but a better and dignified life. The right to clean and pollution-free environment, the right of safe drinking water is also covered under the ambit of Article 21. Now, where there is a right, there is a duty. When we have fundamental right to safe drinking water, to pollution-free environment, we have a fundamental duty as well, which is enumerated in Part 4A of the Constitution. It places a duty on each citizen of India to protect and improve the natural environment and have compassion for all its living creatures. At international level, The International Environmental Law, or the Environmental International Law, is a body which is concerned with protecting environment, and it protects environment through its bilateral and multilateral international agreements. The United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, which is well known as global goals, are 17 goals and 169 targets for all its member states. India, being non-permanent member of the United Nations Security Council, has agreed to work towards achieving it by the year 2030. It is to be noted that India is ranked 117th in the Sustainable Development Goals Index in year 2020. Now, besides all these efforts and initiatives taken by the central government and at international level, we cannot deny, or we cannot forget the adverse and the negative impact of the economical development upon our natural environment. Some major environmental issues such as increasing pollution, such as greenhouse effect, ozone layer depletion, soil erosion, global warming, loss of biodiversity, long-term non-degradable waste and toxins, some health problems, and the damage of wildlife is very well known and evident to all of us. Today, as we all know, India has touched around 16 lakhs COVID positive cases, and a number of states have reported that there is shortage of medical oxygen to treat the patient, that they are facing oxygen crisis. Can anybody still deny that we are facing environmental emergency? It is a need of an hour for all the people, for the government, for the leaders, for the international organizations, for all the NGOs to join hands and to save our motherland. It is our responsibility and duty. We live in this environment, and it is our prima facie and the core duty to save the environment where we are living in. Let's do our part. That is, let's do whatever we can do in order to ensure sustainable development by way of reducing harmful emissions, by saying no to plastics, by effective use of natural resources, by using eco-friendly technologies, by implementing 3 R's of environment, that is reuse, reduce and recycle, by planting more and more trees, by saving water, and by all the other measures which we can do in order to safeguard our environment. Let's make sure that this green environment and this clean sky and this clean and blue sky remains the same. This is all from my part today. Just remember that there will be no society if we destroy our environment. Thank you. Stay safe, stay connected.